We're on the record here. Okay. This is the February 6th meeting, 2025 of the Affordable Housing Trust. In the room, we have
Paul Armstrong.
Nicholas LaJoy.
Jean Landis-Nauman, and online we have,
Sheila Vaughn.
there we go. So this meeting is being recorded by the local scene, formerly PAC TV. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify the chair at this time. Seeing none, we'll proceed. First order of business is our minutes from our last meeting. Oh, good. I have February 6th on there, January 9th. My goodness. I will apologize in advance. I'm operating on pain brain, and it is not pretty what's happening right now. So we're actually looking at the minutes from last month, which would be January 9th. I did send those out with the agenda. I hope you had a chance to take a look at them. Does anybody want to make a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes from January 9th.
Okay, do we have a second? Do we have any discussion? Is there anything that needs to be changed or added?
I didn't see anything.
All right, I'll take a voice vote. Sheila,
Yes.
Paul, Nick,
Aye.
and Jean. Aye. 4-0. Okay, next order of business is the Declaration of Trust. Just to give you an update, the town did receive back the official copy of our Declaration of Trust, which was filed on December 4th, 2024. Everything, and it was effective as of December 4th, 24. But we were waiting for them to send that back to the town. So that has come in. So we're official and good. Okay, CPC application, as Sheila mentioned, tonight is the vote by the CPC on what to forward to town meeting. She and I will be there. If you're not doing anything, you're always welcome to come. Hopefully, they'll move ahead and approve it. The next item is the proposed ADU zoning bylaw warrant article for annual town meeting, and I will apologize for perhaps not getting that out to you timely. We did get notification that the planning board will hold a public meeting on Monday, March 10th at 7:01 at the townhouse here in room 200 to present and discuss the article. And so I did ask for Valerie to send over what they had right now, understanding that things could be changed. This has to do with the ADUs, and it's more to become compliant with the state, their rules went into effect beginning of February. So did you receive that from me?
I have it at work.
Okay, all right.
It's mostly, it's housekeeping kind of,
It is.
because we have regulations,
Yeah.
but they have to mirror, they have to
Comply.
match up with the.
Yeah, so where we had that the one of the units had to be occupied by the homeowner, that's no
I
longer.
think the local one's still gonna say that if you.
Well,
The local,
she's got that part.
I think
Oh.
there's protected ones and unprotected ones. Unprotected ones go for a special permit.
Okay,
Protected ones don't. The protected ones, you can't talk about ownership, or
Okay.
occupancy, but you can on the protected one.
okay,
So I think,
okay, so here's unprotected. Protected, attached, or detached. So, let's see.
I will say too that because there was so little information that came from the state that's starting, things may change a little bit by the
Well, that's
time.
what she said, that this is the
Every so
draft.
often, oh, by
they're
the way.
working with. Yeah, this is the draft that they're working with right now.
Just so you know, Eric just texted me, he had an issue at work, so he won't be here, but I said we have a forum, so we're okay. I'll let him know.
Very good, thank you, Sheila. So just to let you know, did send you what she sent me, and I did send you a copy of the notice of the public hearing. So that is again, March 10th, 7:01, to review the modified language, and it could continue to be modified right up till town meeting. So we have that. Okay, next is planning board activity regarding housing. I'm not aware of any, are you, Paul? I mean, there's nobody coming forward right now because of the water moratorium. Okay, update from the town planner. I did ask her for an update on okay. I had asked about the SHI inventory because it's still on the state website. It's still as of June 2023. We know that we've submitted things since then. I just asked if our submissions have been approved and if there's any change in our percentage. She said the information was sent in early 2024. I've sent 2 follow-up emails, one in September, the other in January. They tell me they're working on it. She said, even when it is finished, it will probably remain at around 5%, which is a slight increase, you know, because we were 4% plus a little bit. So 5% gets us a little bit closer. Then I asked her the status of the Route 3A and 53 from town line to town line. They was doing a study of that. She said we received a draft last week, and this was a response I received on January 21. She marked it up, returned it to OCPC. It is being updated to reflect those changes. They have not done any public outreach, so we will be working on that aspect next. So does everybody understand what that's all about? They're doing a study of Route 53 to see about what I guess what else can be developed along there. And then I asked if the Mass Housing Partnership can assist us with the proposed land acquisition housing proposal that we've been talking to the Board of Selectmen about. And she said they do not have funds related to land acquisition, which isn't really what I was asking. They have technical assistance only. So we have submitted a request to help us with the RFP for that property for builders to build what we envision through the processes we have described. We have not yet heard from them. And I said, is there anything else we should be aware of now? And she said, not, she's aware of. So that's our latest update on the town planner. Yeah, they don't know where we are as far as the appraisal.
Did we vote? Do we
Well,
vote to?
We
fund it?
got legal counsel opinion that we could not provide the money because it's being proposed not only for housing, but conservation land.
Cause what?
It's being proposed for housing and conservation land. So town council said, no, we couldn't use our money. They suggested using CPC administrative money. That was refused because there's no project in front of the CPC. So I asked Keith what the next step is, and he said that they were working to find the money. And then I got an email today from the conservation agent
Yeah, asking.
when we were gonna meet and approve the money. And I called and left a message. I haven't heard back from him, but he had also CC'd you and Keith, so I'm guessing Keith got back to him on that.
Let me ask you a question, just a dumb question. We have a piece of property here and you can't designate or separate out conservation land from housing land. But can't you have a piece of property that your conservation easement on it and still housing land with just an
It's a
easement?
good question for town council.
You know what I mean? I mean, you don't have to put it in a separate entity, you can just
I know.
cloud it.
I was thinking, that, figure out it's half of the property for housing and the other half for
Well, just,
conservation.
one
you
big
know, it's
piece,
like, Yeah,
what we do with it later on and how we restrict the use of it later on internally.
yeah.
Was there a memo submitted or something that was given to the Board of Selectmen from the town council?
No, it came back. It was, an inquiry Keith made on behalf of us. And the response came back to Keith. I thought I sent you guys all that, those emails that were flying back and forth. But
Yeah, I think that-
okay, I'm sorry. I've
That's
got a new
okay.
computer and I'm in constant pain, so things are not happening the way I think they should.
So the question might be, can we just change and say, okay,
It's all housing.
it's all, but it's just affordable housing?
I don't know. Keith said he was working.
Because I think, you
Because,
know,
I mean, we're just talking 6,000 to do an
I
appraisal.
know,
Um,
but if the thing says.
Could they appraise the land that's not for conservation purposes?
Well, they're gonna praise the whole thing.
yeah, I think they're gonna appraise the
Anyway,
whole thing.
Cause it's
Yeah.
all one piece, and then they were
Yeah.
gonna say, someone's gonna go to conservation.
Yeah,
and someone's
because
gonna go to
it's a
housing.
purchase, of a piece of,
So if you.
property
You
and
put the
so-
housing here and you say, here's an easement, they would. Conservation easement on the rest.
So they
Certainly
were
might-
just saying it's not a part of our mandate.
Yeah,
basically,
or provide housing, but not for squirrels and salamanders.
I suppose. So anyway, that's where we are. I don't know if they've come up with the funding. It seems to me there was an urgency when we met
Yeah,
in early January. So, and that was just last week that I talked to Keith, so
yeah, I didn't hear anything about it.
I don't know. Sheila, did you hear anything at all about it? Where they were gonna find the funding? No. Okay, all right.
No, I haven't, and I listened to the meeting last time, but it was a lot of just, a lot of budget about other things, but I didn't hear about that.
Right, yeah, I don't think it was on anything they talked about. Okay, so what else have I got here? I'm also on an email group where Valerie is still working on getting money for the housing production plan. So she was meeting, I think, yeah, February 4th with OCPC. Trying to find the funding to do this. So let me start at the beginning. Says, this is from Val. She said to OCPC, my board nodded approval to go ahead with the planning board public benefit accounts. And I will still hope to get the EEA tech assist grant, but can't count on it given 7 months have passed since the deadline. That was the one that we had to promise a certain amount of money to a matching. So then they were going to meet Tuesday to see what else could be done to find financing, because I forget how much it was the last time. It was like 60 or 70,000. So. And our deadline, I think ours expires in 2026. So that's why, it usually takes 9 to 12 months to get one produced. So we're
And then after you do
running
it,
up against the deadline
And
here.
then after you do it, it's convincing the town to actually follow it.
That's a whole other battle. That's another battle, yeah. Yeah, that's another battle. Okay, what else we got? Mass Housing just announced some of their awards for things like technical assistance for affordable housing trusts. And notified us of some upcoming virtual training series on strengthening local boards to support affordable housing, such as your planning board, your ZBA, your board of selectmen. So I forwarded that on to Eric and Keith. So we'll see if anything comes of that. And they're still offering grants for communities that are still trying to work on their MBTA housing. And they reminded us again of their 18th Annual Housing Institute in June 4th and 5th in Worcester. Nick, did you have any interest in going to that?
When is it?
June 4th and 5th. It's in Worcester.
Yeah, I could do that. Is the weekdays?
Looks like. It's a Wednesday and Thursday.
Could probably make that work.
Okay. All right. I've been forwarding these emails. Yeah, yeah. And click on the links below. Okay. And I think I gave you something else on that too. No. This one. Yep. And whatever charge there is for it, we can reimburse you on that. We've all been to these a few times. Registration opens in April. And there was a link to more information there, but what Paul's copying has more on that. It helps you understand a little bit more about the Affordable Housing Trust and ideas on how affordable housing trusts can function, projects they can consider. We found it pretty helpful. Do you have another one for me? Okay. So intensive 2-day training, discussion, problem solving activities related to development of affordable homes across Massachusetts. So, go to the Mass Housing.
My employer would probably pay for me to go to this. as well,
Okay,
so.
all right, but I just don't want that to be a barrier.
Yeah.
If funding. But I would go on their website, take a look at what they're planning to cover. And see if you think it would be worth your time,
Absolutely.
and maybe just one day looks interesting to you, whatever you think, but Sheila, have you been to any of these Mass Housing Partnership trainings?
I have not been to any of those trainings. I was just looking at my schedule too, like I wouldn't mind going to one of those as well. I haven't been to any of them. Oddly enough, and after all this time of doing all this stuff.
Okay, well, go on the Mass Housing Partnership website and look for the Housing Institute, June
Okay.
5th. It's in Worcester. And again, any costs you incur to attend, we should be able to reimburse you.
Okay.
Registration doesn't open till April.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good news. I mean, yeah, my daughter's graduation actually is in May, at the end of May, so I should be fine.
Okay. All right. So I don't have any more information on that property. So we'll have to see, the first thing was an appraisal to see how much they wanted to ask for it. And I was really surprised when, that they hadn't determined the funding on it, because I thought things were really moving along. Maybe things have changed that I'm not aware of. But obviously, our conservation agent wasn't aware either.
I'm gonna follow up with you on that, Gene. I wanna just take a look at the rationale for that,
For which,
from the,
town council?
yeah,
Okay. Do you remember receiving that email?
I don't think I did.
Okay, I can see that gets over to you. Let me see if I had printed it out here. Maybe not. I can send that to you.
I think we can pay for part of it.
Well, that's what I was thinking,
I mean, if the conservation's gonna get funds from the state, if they buy it, there's all that stuff, so it's okay.
Yeah.
A portion A, this and portion B is that. You guys say, okay. Do an appraisal on the stuff that's gonna be housing separately, from do an appraisal on the stuff that's gonna be conservation.
Yeah, but if it's all one purchase price. I don't know how
Yeah,
that
but-
works. I will forward that out to all of you guys, so you have what he said. And that was basically the rationale, because it's not strictly affordable housing.
I think it would be, we have to buy the whole thing and then we're gonna be able to use.
Even if its primary purpose is for housing.
Yeah.
Primary
Value of
purpose
the
is
thing
not
is for-
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yep,
Either that or we buy the whole thing and then they buy it off us. Right?
that's right.
There's always a way,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because we're an entity, right?
We are, and we have the authority to purchase, to take out loans, to fund things. And the whole idea is to purchase the property and then find a developer who would then buy it from us and do the development. So essentially, it's just a pass through of money. So that.
Yeah.
There's nothing really taken out of our funding. So, other than a few legal costs, probably. That's where we are. So that is all I had. I know it's brief, and to your point, Nick, we may just want to skip having a meeting in March and bump to April. I don't see anything needing any attention until they figure out what they're going to do with that property. And I'm sure then we'll be told that you either pony up some money or do something. So, yeah. Sheila,
Right? I feel the same
Um,
way, yeah. I mean, why not? And like, we're gonna be so slammed with, to me, with budget meetings and things like that, so I don't know. I mean, if we can miss a meeting in March, I have lots of other committee meetings that I'm doing for the budget, especially where the schools are gonna be not so fun.
If something comes up, you can call me and throw me that.
Yeah, if we need to have a meeting, I'm happy to have one. If something comes up and we can get it, I'm happy to do it.
but if we can jump to April, I think that'd be great. Either April 3rd or April 10th. April 3rd would be our normal date to meet. Does that work for everybody?
I go where I'm cold. I go where I'm
Right,
cold when
right,
I'm home, so.
Yeah,
Sounds great right now.
Only Thursday for me.
that's okay. April 3rd work for you, Sheila?
I think you're muted, Sheila.
Yeah, she's looking at a calendar, I
I
think. It's good? Okay, all right, so we'll skip.
Already
March.
on my calendar, there you go. Yay.
So we'll skip March unless something comes up that we need.
If something good comes up and we need a meeting, happy to have one.
Yeah, okay. All right, anything else? On
No.
housing, it's
I'll see you in the next meeting.
great. I just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Either one of you.
I'll do it.
Okay, Paul says a second. I just need a voice vote. Sheila,
Yes.
Paul,
Bye.
Nick,
Aye.
Jean. Okay,